Good morning, my name is Lanice Church and I'm a Ngunnawal, Wiradjuri and Kamilaroi woman. This morning I'm going to do for you the acknowledgement of country in Ngunnawal language. Darawa Nana, Darawa Ngunnawal, Yangu Nalawiri, Donamanyan, Ngunnawal Wari, Darawa Wari, Ningara Dindi, Wonga religion. And what that translates to is this is Ngunnawal country. Today we are all meeting together on Ngunnawal country, and we acknowledge and pay our respects to the elders.
My name's Helen Pappas. I'm the Executive Group Manager, Children, Youth and Families Division in the ACT Community Services Directorate. The Child and Youth Protection Service is an integrated statutory service system in the ACT, and we made this transition in 2016 in recognition of the importance of the relationship between case managers and young people, regardless of the service system they needed to access. The application of a single case management model occurs where young people are referred to Child and Youth Protection Services as a result of their involvement with the youth justice system. There are three key elements of the model. The first is the appointment of a single case manager across both custody and community to provide a consistent voice and seamless service delivery to young people throughout their involvement with the youth justice system. The establishment of a single case plan to ensure improved planning, service coordination and delivery of all of the professional supports and services that young people need. And finally, young person-centred practice, in which young people are actively involved in decision making. The single case management model promotes consistency and continuity in relationships with young people, as well as cohesive and collaborative and shared decision making. This supports effective transitions from custody to community and effective transitions between service systems such as the Child Protection and Youth Justice Service System. I'm really excited to be able to share with you the perspectives and experiences of CYPS workers who work in this way across both the community and custodial settings. We're continuously learning as a service and look forward to the future to ensure we continue to meet and act in the best interests of young people, with their views and their wishes central. Thank you so much.
Heard from young people that it's been really good.
I think it's pretty good for consistency. It's kind of nice to have that consistent one person that they know as their youth justice worker.
Therapeutically, it's also good, helps to build the rapport with the young people. So they really enjoyed having just needing to repeat their story once. They enjoyed having that one person who collects all the information and tell others with their consent.
Some young people have been excited to meet me in the community after we've worked together so long in custody, and have always talked about what sort of takeaway they want to have on our first meeting in the community.
They understand they don't really like YJ, but they build a really good relationship and really good rapport with the CYPS case manager, so they actually don't mind the time where they're able to have kind of like...
Looking at it now, where it's the one person who has that main driver's seat role in their life, it's just all around a lot easier for them.
I'd say sometimes it's frustrating for young people because we have a really strong awareness of what's happening in their background, particularly when there's crossover with their care matters and child protection issues. Some comfort in the fact that they've got a case manager for both their care matters and youth justice matters.
Single case management definitely gives them that consistency they seek. Having one person makes it easier to trust, makes it easier to believe that you're not just a statistic.
I think they find some comfort in the fact that when they are released into the community, it's the same case manager. The case manager is aware of what's happened for them in custody.
Okay guys, they're about to exit custody. This is what they've been doing whilst they're there. This is what needs to be followed up. And we can do that really timely and really quickly. So there's no gap service for that young person.
Developing case plan goals with them and working towards them together as a team.
Case management practices look really strengths-based and look really focused on young people's goals and then building a plan around those goals. Create buy-in whilst also maintaining compliance with their orders.
The other thing that we place emphasis on is reallocating and ensuring that if they ever re-enter the system, that same case manager is identified.
It's the same for the young person, whether they're in custody or not.
We're able to be with them through that whole journey and start creating goals together, working through it, sharing the progress with them, also sharing the struggles and the difficulties that they may face. So it just becomes a more collaborative journey, I think.
We're also the only state and territory that incorporate that single case management model into child protection as well. So not only are we working with them in a youth justice capacity, but they'll also have the same case manager for any child protection issues that might arise, because a number of our young people have crossover between both of those services.
Is really in that Throughcare planning where case managers are able to know young people if they're working with them in the community prior to them entering detention.
So when they eventually do come back to the community and do start these supports, we've set them up in the best possible position we can.
Oh, you remember a couple of weeks ago when you were in Bimbra, you said this, like, this is really important that you still do this because I know you can.
Court is complicated enough as it is. I think I'm still kind of wrapping my head around it, so I can't imagine what it's like for a young person.
Having an integrated system and having the same case manager walk them through those different transitions just makes them a little bit more seamless, and it means that we can respond and have really tailor-made interventions and for young people that meet all of their needs, whether they be criminogenic or related to their welfare concerns.
I think having the one point of contact for people and their families is really, really important, not just for them, but also for our community sector.
Having a single case manager for that young person makes it easier for myself to work with CYPS in the best interest for that young.
This is the essence of case management, is someone coordinating services and be that point of contact. One less phone call is always better for the family.
Another benefit of the model is it's not just around the experience for the young people, but it's also the experience for the families.
A young person has a better chance of succeeding or rehabilitating when there is consistency.
It's much more a collaborative journey between the parents and the caseworkers on the child because they've had the chance to build that and show those relationships.
I think also the benefit of us merging with our child protection agency is that we have the benefit of case managers who come with extensive therapeutic training. So our case managers have like amazing therapeutic lenses and come with that really trauma-informed practice that our young people so desperately need.
The final report of the blueprint summarises progress in achieving goals in the youth justice system and identifies areas of future focus to achieve better outcomes for children and young people. One of these focus areas was the delivery of trauma-informed Throughcare in youth justice, with the goal of improving transition support for young people who have been sentenced or remanded to a period of custody in Bimbra. Young people have access to Murrumbidgee School within Bimbra, which provides opportunities for them to build their academic and vocational skills. And there's also a dedicated transitions officer who offers the transitional supports back into school, employment or training.
The principal practitioner is a fairly new role within Bimbra. It was part of recommendations and planning through the youth justice blueprint around how we can help make our service more trauma-informed and therapeutic for young people, but also building on that collaboration across the service and the single case management model and how we can help with improve the Throughcare for young people coming in and out of custody.
For kids that we've had concerns potentially about, their cognitive ability, or if we wanted support about how potentially it would be best engaged a particularly young person, the principal practitioners have been able to guide us. With the principal practitioner specialising and being a psychologist, it actually has assisted us with providing assessments for young people.
Certainly seen a shift in the custodial settings, having our principal prac based out there. I've seen having the principal practitioner there has allowed staff in that facility and allowed us to remind ourselves that actually these are children first.
So in the ACT we have a shared information system that works across both custody and community, and that's really beneficial in terms of knowing what's going on for a young person and where they're at. And it also means that when they transition into community, they have all that information around the progress that they've made whilst they've been in custody, which really just only helps with their rehabilitation.
We can work with our community partners to keep those services that were engaged or need to be engaged really live and really present for that young person. Having a case manager that can move between those two worlds and transition between the two worlds really seamlessly means we can hold on to those supports, bring them along the journey with that young person and keep them connected.
We're always working on the same thing, regardless of people that are in the child protection system and have youth justice orders. There is a lot of overlap in what we want to achieve.
There's been some challenges with the crossover between the care and protection aspect and youth justice. Young people don't always understand why we make, as a parent, why we might make some decisions that they don't like or don't agree with. Overall, the benefits of it merging across the two outweigh the challenges, but when the challenges come, they can be quite tricky to navigate.
There are always challenges in the YJ space. At times, potentially relationships can get damaged, but I think the benefits far outweigh the costs.
Some of the challenges of this model is that sometimes the kids get sick of their worker. That they get to a point where they know this person is going to persist and stay with them, and sometimes they don't want that.
Trying to work as a team with CYPS in the best interest for the young person. So understanding that there's only specific roles that a CYPS worker can do that I can go out and do, but it's also maintaining a level of communication with CYPS about any kind of like orders that the young person may have, and then just try and help the young person navigate that so they can meet those orders and whatnot too. Being present in like Bimbri Youth Justice Centre, for example, like going out there running programs or recreational activities and things like that for young people to build that relationship and rapport.
The workers that we have, the people that do the work that we do are amazing. They're incredible. They're so resourceful. They're so resilient and tenacious. They're so passionate.
They would have some amazing things to talk about. So I'm happy for my responses to the questions to just be fillers in between all that.
There's really wonderful opportunities to work with young people at a really crucial stage of development and provide opportunities for diversion for them into the future.
I think it's really important for young people in this space to work with people who are invested in building relationships.
Yeah, I feel like I just rambled on like a little bit there, went off track, sorry.
People pretend to be all tough and like, yeah, I'm not bothered, send me to custody, I don't care. But they do.
Go to our repertoire of skills and strategies to support our engagement with the young people.
I consent to this being recorded.
Relational healing is based on, relationships that we build with our young people.
Got sweaty palms.
Everyone is so passionate and genuinely cares about the young people that they work with.
I mean, we can't sit here and say that we're experts at this system, but certainly there's been some really strong outcomes.
So we literally are a one-stop shop for statutory service. We do all the statutory work for young people. There is no other statutory agency in the ACT that works with young people. We do all of it. I can't believe that's literally just penny drop moment for me right there.
No, we're done here. Cut. That's a wrap, folks.
We plant the seeds so that it could blossom in the future.
I truly believe that young people are most successful when they have strong relationships.